Vocal chops are a great way to add a human and emotional touch to your music and can take your productions to the next level. So grab a snack and let's get started. Today, we are going to dive into how to create a professional vocal chops using Fruity SliceX inside FL Studio. This is a really cool plugin that is extremely versatile and can be used in many different ways to create unique sounds. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video as I will be sharing some of my best tips and tricks. Creating vocal chops is all about chopping up a vocal sample into small segments and rearranging them to create a new melody or rhythm. So this first step is to select a vocal sample that resonates with you. It can be anything from a vocal hook from a popular song or a simple vocal recording of yours. Just make sure it's in key with your track. So guys, as you can see on the screen right here, I have already selected the track I'm gonna work with. This is just my vocal recordings and this is the same piece I used in the previous video. I treated about vocal chops but using Fruity Slicer. So now we've gotten this vocal sample, you will want to slice it up into smaller pieces, and this is where Fruity SliceX comes in handy. You can easily chop up the sample and adjust each slice start and end point to fine-tune the timing. For me, I like to create around 10 to 20 slices depending on the length and complexity of the sample. So as you can see on this one, let me quickly load this on Fruity SliceX. What I will do is to double click and right click here and open in SliceX channel. And now we'll have it, and as you can see, it has already splitted the sample into many chops, but it depends on how many you want to have. Like I said, for me, I like choosing like 10 to 20 depending on the sample I'm working with. As you can see, this one is a little bit long, so I'm gonna go with this default chops it has already given me. But before I go into creating a melody out of this chop, let me quickly show you some of the important features in this plugin. Now, the first thing I do on this plugin is to go down to this icon here, click on it, and deactivate this link velocity to volume. What that does is, when you hit a note, no matter the pressure you apply on that note, the volume remains the same. I don't want it to fluctuate, so that's why I turned it off. Secondly, I like turning off this auto dump. And guys, the beautiful thing about this plugin, SliceX, which I would say is my preferred method of vocal chopping, as you can see on this display area here, if I hit a note, I can highlight this note, and as you can see, it's showing me on the marker where I am. It's saying that I'm on the 8th marker. So guys, you can actually send these individual chops to each different channel on the mixer track. And that is really an amazing tool, because with that you can now manipulate the chops, give different mix and effects on them individually. You can really create something unique with this tool. So let me show you how it is done. Let's say I want to send this particular one here to a separate mixer channel. All I need to do is to right click on that space, it will arm, then you go to this section here, marker 8. He's telling us that this is the 8th cut, because these are all markers. All those cuts are created by these markers here. So this is the 8th one. So when you now go there, this section where they wrote out, all you need to do is to send it to the section on the mixer channel you want it to be. So let's put it on 5. So let's preview and see. So guys, as you can see, it is coming out from this mixer channel, and if I press any other thing, as you can see, it's coming out from the master. So you can actually send all these chops individually to different mixer track, and that's really amazing. And there is a whole lot you can do when it comes to manipulating the sample. Now let's go back to this chop right here. Let's say I want to work on the envelope, make it a little bit short, change the sustain and all that. All you need to do is to come to this section here and activate it by turning on this. So once that is activated, you can now manipulate. This is the length, that is the sustain, and you can do so many things in this particular section. As you can see here, you can see the attack, the decay, the sustain. All these tools will help you, manipulate this particular chop to create more amazing sound from that particular chop. So guys, I'm not really gonna waste much time on this, but you can research on this and figure out what all these things are for. As you can see, you see the pan, the volume, the LFO, the cut, the velocity, the rest, so many of them. Just invest time to research on them to find out more. So that will be all I will say about this SliceX. Now that we've gotten the sample, sent it into SliceX and do our little settings, the next thing is to create our melody. Now let me quickly delete this. So from this section here, you now create your melodies. One way to do this is by using the piano roll in FL Studio. All you have to do is to drag and drop each slice into the piano roll and adjust the timing to create your own melody. So let me quickly show you what I mean by that. You go to the piano roll on the SliceX by right clicking on that channel and opening piano roll. Then inside here you can see list of samples it has already created, which is those markers. So from here now you can create your desired melodies. So let me quickly come up with something. Alright guys, now I came up with this simple laydown. To take your vocal chop to the next level, you can add effects to each slice. This can range from like EQ and reverb to a more complex effects like distortion, delays. It's just something you have to experiment with to really find out what works best for you. And another thing you can do is to use this slide option here to add more creativity. So you see things like that. So that's another thing you can do to add more unique texture to it. Once that is done, we'll now go to affecting it. So what I would do is to send it to a mixer track. So once I've chosen a mixer track, and remember there are many ways you can do this. You can send all the whole chops to their own individual out so that you can link them to a different mixer channel, which that will really take time, but it all depends on what you want to achieve. So but in this case, I will send everything to a mixer track, and on that mixer track, in my previous video I treated the effects and how I use them to enhance it. So if you want to see how I affect it, I would recommend just click on the screen, because I will leave it on the screen right after this video so that you can click and go and watch that. So guys, once you've added your effects, you do your final mixing, you balance it, and then you bring it to the playlist and blend it with your project. So that's pretty much on this advanced technique. And there you have it guys. That's how you create a professional vocal chops using Fruity SliceX inside FL Studio. I hope you found this video helpful and learned something new to add to your music production skills. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos. So stay creative and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.